Good day, everybody. My name is Terrell Boyer with RGNets. Today, I'm going to show you one of the hidden gems of the rXg. Now, as the video title indicates, we'll be setting up account synchronization across a couple of rXgs. I'm just using 2 in my lab, but this could be more. We will accomplish this by running a back-end script on a periodic schedule to push and pull accounts to and from remote systems. This is helpful when you want to use a common account list, but don't really have the ability or the desire to set up a full-blown cluster. Now, while this alone is pretty cool, I think the hidden gem here is how I'm doing this. The rXg has a scaffold under Services and Notifications to allow you to write and execute custom scripts. So when you combine that with the notification triggers, this is a pretty powerful tool. I mean, my mind was blown just thinking about all of the possibilities. So leave me a comment below the video and let me know what you think this could be used for, and I may use one of those ideas in the next video. So let's get started with a demonstration of the account synchronization, and then we'll jump into a step-by-step guide on how to set this up. So I have 2 systems set up here, a Lab 3 on the left and a Lab 4 on the right. And we're going to get started by just creating a basic account on the left, filling in the minimal details. So username, password, first and last name, email address, and then I'll also set the pre-shared key down here so that we can see that that gets pushed across as well. Now, for purposes of this demonstration, off screen I'm hitting a button to manually trigger the script to run. Otherwise, this would be running on a periodic schedule with about a 5-minute increment. And after refreshing the scaffold on Lab 4, I can see that the account is now present, has all the same details that I configured in the original account. Now we're going to do the same process, but in reverse. I wanted to point out here that the script is only being executed from Lab 3, so there's no need to install this script on every single system. It's reaching out via API to query, push, and pull accounts. So with that account created, I'm going to go ahead and run the script, and then we'll hit refresh. And there we have it. We see the account has been pulled from the remote system and is now on the host system of the script. Alrighty, there we go. Two-way synchronization is now complete. So let's go ahead and jump into the configuration and see how we set all this up. So we're going to start by browsing to System and Backup. And within the backup section are the config templates, and there's a lot of default templates there that get loaded in with the system software as examples. And this is one of those examples, is the account sync config. So the script is already pre-written. There's only a couple of lines here that we'll need to edit. One is going to be to add the FQDN of the system, and the other one is to add an API key. So we'll go ahead and hit cancel on that, and we're just going to click apply here. And what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and take this the script from the configuration template and move it over to the scaffold for the backend scripts. So the next thing that we're going to do here is create an API key. And instead of giving out my API key for my account, we're going to create another account called Account Sync. And then we're going to check this as a service account so that I can manage it. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and hit the API key button and create an API key. Then it gives me all these options of how do I want to capture that information. I'm just going to click the copy button here. And then we're going to go back to the primary system that we're running the script from and go to Services and Notifications. And under Backend Scripts, we're going to edit the existing script. We're going to scroll down and we're going to find where the demo API key is already in place. Replace it with the new API key that I just created from the remote node. And then we're also going to update the FQDN. So the next thing we're going to do is scroll to the top, and under Notification Actions, we're going to hit Create New. And what this is going to do is we're going to create a trigger. you'll see here that there's an entire list of things that we could trigger on. We're going to use a periodic schedule of every 5 minutes. And so every 5 minutes, that's going to run the account sync script. So now let's go ahead and test that out and make sure everything's working. So in Lab 3, we'll create an account. So I'm going to go ahead and off screen and hit the trigger button to execute that script so we don't have to wait the full 5 minutes. And then on Lab 4, we'll hit refresh and we see that account was pulled across. Same password, same criteria that I put in the account on Lab 3. So go ahead and cancel that. We'll make sure the sync is working the other direction. So I'm going to hit create new here. And we'll create a tBoyer1 account and then have that pushed across to Lab 3. And now back on Lab 3, we'll go ahead and hit refresh, and we see that account has been pulled in. So the next thing we're going to do here is test the delete function. So I deleted the account from Lab 4, and we'll go ahead and refresh the scaffold on Lab 3 and see that that count is gone. Then we'll delete the account on Lab 3, and then we'll go over to Lab 4 and hit refresh, and we'll see that account has also been deleted. So now let's take a second and look at a few of the details of the script. So we'll go to Services and Notification and go to Backend Scripts. And we're going to hit Edit here. And as we scroll down through here, we can see that there are a number of columns that are being synced. If there's additional data that you would like to synchronize between the two systems, you can add those columns here. And if you need help with the column names, probably the easiest way would be go to the help section and look at the API documentation, and you'll be able to see where those column names are coming from. So looking specifically at some of the fields that are being synced, we see here that we have email, first name, last name, password, pre-shared key, and UPnP. And then we're also carrying over some of the devices and sessions details, such as the max sessions, unlimited sessions, max devices and unlimited devices fields. So in addition here, you can see that we're also pulling in some of the quota and time-based information. So one last topic I wanted to talk to you about was deploying these scripts into an existing configuration. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a good backup of the system as a whole, but also specifically of the accounts list. So at the top of the accounts table, there's an option there to export. You can either export that as a CSV or Excel format or even a configuration template. But just make sure you have those accounts stored off the system in some form or fashion in case the way the script executes isn't exactly how you had planned it would. So the way the script is currently written is based on the record with the most recent timestamp. That will be the one that is synchronized. So a possible way to deploy this into an existing configuration would be to back up all of the accounts, delete all the accounts, enable the script, and then restore the accounts to the primary system, and those will then get pushed to the secondary system. All right, guys, well, that wraps up this video and this demonstration. And I hope you guys got a lot of cool stuff out of this. I mean, with the account synchronization, that is a really cool feature. But again, I'm really excited about the ability to run backend scripts from a centralized point on the network on, whatever trigger I desire there. So there's a lot of power built into that feature. And I hope I've done a good job today of demonstrating that to you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good day.